Guys, Assassin's Creed Shadows leaked, and I'm not talking about some screenshots or a little spoiler. People are streaming the game live. Ubisoft, what the hell happened? The game doesn't even drop for another month, and physical copies are already out there? If you wanted to play this thing spoiler-free, I got one tip for you. Stay off the internet. And that's not even the craziest news today. Imagine an Elden Ring movie. Well, according to George R.R. Martin, there are talks about it. But obviously, he has no clue if he'll be involved because he needs to finish his books. Yeah, sure. And if you think that's all, hold on to your controllers. Dave Bautista wants in on the Gears of War movie. The guy is so committed, he's literally asking fans to start a petition for Netflix to cast him.
And before we wrap up, we're diving into some of your wildest comments, because trust me, you guys never disappoint. So smash that like button and stick around, because this video is gonna be a ride. Seriously, I need a cup of chamomile tea before I dive into this madness.
All right, people, welcome to the channel where we talk about games, movies, drama, and even more drama. Today's one of those videos that'll leave me needing a chamomile tea. Gears of War hitting the big screen, Elden Ring getting a movie, Assassin's Creed leaking all over the internet, and at the end, a game that's been sucking the life out of me and keeping me up at night. So hit that like button now, or the Gears of War movie might end up being directed by the guy who made Dragon Ball Evolution. Can you imagine?
Hey everyone! Before we dive into this mess, let me introduce myself. I'm Wool Whitney, the new co-host here on the channel. I'll be helping Frank keep things under control, or at least trying to. Besides talking about games and movies, I'll also be keeping an eye on the comments, so drop your takes on the Assassin's Creed leak, the Elden Ring movie, or any of the madness we're about to cover today. Because with the way he freaks out over some news, somebody's got to keep this frog in check.
She just got here and she's already taken over. This is gonna be fun.
All right, let's do this. We've got a lot to talk about today.
Let's go! Because I'm holding this script and honestly, I have no idea where to even start. All right, first things first. For anyone not connecting the dots, who is Dave Bautista? The guy started out as a WWE wrestler, a massive jacked dude just throwing people around in the ring. Then he jumped into Hollywood and man, this dude turned out to be an awesome actor. You probably know him as Drax, the socially clueless alien from Guardians of the Galaxy. But hold up, he's done serious roles too, like in Blade Runner 2049 and that horror flick Knock at the Cabin. The dude's got range.
All right, so he's strong and he can act, but what about Marcus Fenix? Who is he?
Wool! Marcus Fenix is the main guy from the first Gears of War, a battle-hardened, gruff-voiced soldier with the face of a man who hasn't slept since 2006. Basically, every gamer during a Steam sale. This guy is a legendary warrior leading his squad against the Locust, a race of terrifying underground monsters that basically decided to turn the planet Sarah into a living hell.
So, it's kind of like a mix between Saving Private Ryan and Starship Troopers, but with bigger guns and underground nightmare creatures.
Exactly, Wool. And the best part? It's brutal. There's blood, there's explosions, there's people getting sawed in half with a chainsaw gun. And if there's one actor born for this role, it's Dave Bautista. He's got the size, the presence, and the I'm tired of everyone's BS energy that just screams Marcus Fenix.
Okay, Frank, but what about the fear that this will turn into a total disaster? Because, you know, video game movies don't exactly have the best track record.
That's exactly the issue, Wool. Let's take a painful walk down memory lane and remember some of the trauma-inducing video game movies that have destroyed our hopes and dreams. Super Mario Bros. 1993. Oh, come on! They took Mario and Luigi, shoved them into some weird cyberpunk dystopia, threw in a generic-looking dinosaur instead of Bowser, and what was that movie even? Alone in the Dark, 2005. This one, not even the cast remembers making this movie. The psychological horror of the game turned into a generic dumpster fire with a toilet paper-thin plot. And let's not forget Monster Hunter, 2020. Seriously, who thought the best way to adapt Monster Hunter was to throw in US military soldiers getting teleported into a world of dragons? Who approved this? Burn that idea. So yes, I'm worried. Because Hollywood has a magical ability to take incredible games and turn them into movies that feel like they were made on a shoestring budget at a backyard BBQ. But hey, I still have hope. If they do this right, it could be the greatest video game movie ever made. But if they mess it up, we'll be right back here on this channel, roasting it into oblivion.
So, what do you guys think? Is Dave Bautista the perfect choice for Marcus Fenix, or is there someone even better?
And who do you think will direct this? Because, listen, if it's Uwe Boll, I will personally cancel this adaptation before it even starts.
If it's Uwe Boll, I'll just pretend this movie never existed.
Deal, Wool. Netflix, please, for the love of gaming, do this right. An Elden Ring movie? How? Okay, before we even get into that, let's do a quick recap for anyone who's been living under a rock the past few years. Elden Ring, released in February 2022, is one of the most awarded games in history. Developed by From Software, directed by the legendary Hidetaka Miyazaki, and with none other than George R.R. Martin helping with the lore. It won Game of the Year in 2022, sold over 20 million copies, and became an absolute phenomenon. Basically, it took everything Dark Souls fans already loved and cranked it up to 11, throwing it into a massive open world that's ridiculously immersive. Man, the game is so big that I'm still finding new bosses after 2 years. And From Software isn't slowing down. Coming in 2024, we've got Shadow of the Erdtree, one of the most anticipated expansions ever. People are so hyped that there's already a theory saying this DLC might be bigger than the base game itself. So with a game this huge, critically acclaimed, and selling like crazy, of course Hollywood has its eyes on it. And guess what? There are talks about an Elden Ring movie. Now folks, this one caught me off guard. George R.R. Martin, yes, the guy who wrote Game of Thrones and helped craft Elden Ring's lore, just revealed that there are talks about turning the game into a movie. But he's already dropped his classic excuse. Oh, I don't know if I'll be involved because I need to finish my books.
Yeah, nobody's falling for that excuse anymore, right? Frank, this guy's been finishing Game of Thrones since 2011. He's been dragging this out longer than Ubisoft making Beyond Good and Evil 2.
At this rate, Elden Ring itself will get a sequel before Winds of Winter even sees the light of day. But back to the movie. How the hell do you even adapt Elden Ring into a film? The game barely has a direct story. I mean, the lore is there, but it's scattered across item descriptions, ruins, and weapon text like some ancient treasure hunt.
So, how exactly would that work as a movie? Because if it's just a bunch of people yelling spell names and rolling around on the ground to dodge attacks, I'm not sure that's gonna hit.
Right? If the whole movie is just two guys dodging nonstop and chugging potions, I've already seen that on YouTube compilations.
And even worse, who's the protagonist? Because the main character in Elden Ring is you. It's the player who builds the story.
That's the biggest mystery. Would they make a brand new character? Or would they tell the backstory of an iconic boss? Like Melania? Radon? Godfrey? Because if that's the case, then I'm on board. If the movie is just epic boss fights and insane cinematography, it could be amazing. Imagine Radon falling from the sky like a meteor, but on a massive IMAX screen. I would lose it.
But what if they pull a Dark Souls move? You know, a silent protagonist, barely any dialogue, and the whole movie is just vibes and atmosphere.
That's the real danger. It could turn out incredible, or be the dullest thing ever. Just a dude wandering through a massive map for 2 hours, staring at rocks and reading item descriptions.
And there's another issue! From Software has never been about linear storytelling. And let's be real, movie audiences expect a solid plot structure. Would this actually appeal to the general crowd?
Great question, Wool. We love Elden Ring because it drops you into a mysterious world and lets you figure things out for yourself. But in a movie, people expect a hero, a journey, and a clear ending.
So, guys, what do you think? Could an Elden Ring movie actually work? Would it be a masterpiece or a complete disaster?
Drop a comment, because honestly, I'm super curious how they'd even pull this off. Then again, I mean, if Five Nights at Freddy's managed to become a hit, who knows, right?
True, but hey, just don't let Uwe Boll direct it, for the love of everything sacred.
If that happens, I'm storming From Software HQ myself and shutting this whole thing down. Guys, Assassin's Creed Shadows leaked. The game doesn't even release until March, and people are already playing it and streaming it live. How? Dude, someone literally bought a physical copy off Facebook Marketplace, Ubisoft. How does this even happen? Did the game just vanish from the factory and magically land in some guy's hands? Was this a full-on heist? Did dudes roll in with ski masks and leave with a box full of copies?
Wait, but has Ubisoft even said anything about this? Like, did they catch whoever leaked it? Did someone get arrested? Or did Ubisoft accidentally release it early? You know, some intern hit the wrong button at the factory and, oops, surprise launch.
Bruh. If this was an internal screw-up, imagine the chaos going down at Ubisoft right now. Their CEO probably has a wanted poster with some poor intern's face on it.
And another thing, aren't the people streaming this scared? Like, does Ubisoft not have an army of lawyers ready to nuke their channels? Because, I don't know, this seems like a one-way ticket to getting banned.
Oh, 100%. If there's one thing game companies are really good at, it's taking down leaked content fast. Remember GTA 6? The second people started uploading gameplay, Rockstar wiped them off the face of the internet. Ubisoft isn't going to be any different. So yeah, here's a heads up for anyone thinking about going live with this. You might want to hold back that excitement because copyright strikes come in fast.
Imagine losing your entire channel over this. Oh, I played Assassin's Creed Shadows before everyone else, and now my account is gone. Worth it?
All right, but speaking of the game itself, has anyone taken a peek? Drop a comment if you've seen anything, because I haven't checked it out yet. But honestly, I doubt it's going to be anything groundbreaking. Like, it's Assassin's Creed. Does it look cool? Sure. But is it going to revolutionize the franchise? I highly doubt it. Ubisoft is betting everything on this game to pull them out of the hole, but is it going to save them? Because, man, that company is struggling.
Yeah, like, Ubisoft desperately needs a hit. If this game flops, they're in serious trouble.
Exactly. So is it worth sneaking a peek, or should we just wait and see? But now, how did this actually happen? Some people think it was some hacker leak, but nope. What really happened is that physical copies of the game got into the hands of some sellers way too early.
Whoa, so some stores actually started selling it before launch?
Exactly. Some stores got the discs way too early, probably a distribution mistake, and instead of holding on to them until the official release date, they just put them on the shelves. And of course, people bought them, played them, and immediately started posting everything online.
But shouldn't Ubisoft have some kind of control over this? Like, I don't know, a code that locks the game until launch?
Right? A lot of games have that, but apparently Assassin's Creed Shadows doesn't. Or if it does, someone forgot to turn it on.
So now what? Is Ubisoft going to track down the discs, block online activation, or just pretend like nothing happened?
Good question. Because at this point, the damage is done. The game is out there, and the internet never lets this stuff slide. Before the official release, people will have already seen the ending, the bosses, the secrets. Once it leaks, it's over. So, stay alert. If you don't want to get spoiled, stay off the internet. And Ubisoft, good luck with this mess. And to wrap this up, let me tell you about a game that's completely taking over my free time. Pârua! For those who don't know, Pârua is an open-world pirate adventure game where you sail across archipelagos, hunt for treasure, battle enemies, and build your own crew. Guys, this game is addictive. I've unlocked islands, fought legendary pirates, sunk ships that looked at me the wrong way. And now I don't even want to advance the story, because I'm having way too much fun. Actually, I'm considering making a special video about this game. What do you guys think? Should I do a full video on Pârua? If you're down for that, drop a comment below.
If it were up to Frank, he'd start an entire channel just about this game.
Don't tempt me, Wool. But for real, guys, let me know if you want to see a deep dive into this gem of the 7 seas.
All right, time to shine a spotlight on you guys. And today, we've got a really interesting comment from our subscriber, Sunayu D'Agostino, who's been with us for a month now. Big shout out for the support.
Sunayu, you're awesome. All right, Wool, hit me with it. What did they say?
Here we go. First comment, AI has no soul. That's different from what you have been doing here. Even AI art has a mark, a certain aura that makes it recognizable. Plus, they haven't learned how to do hands and eyes yet. Maybe in the future, but for now, we need artists like you and your team, and you don't sound like robots. Look at that, Frank. They said we don't sound like robots. There's your proof. We're 100% real and authentic.
Obviously, look at me. Jacket on point, glasses polished, skin flawlessly moisturized. This right here is pure natural charisma.
But what he said is actually really interesting. Even though AI is evolving fast, it's still missing something, like that human touch, spontaneous creativity, and the emotional baggage that makes every piece of art tell a unique story.
Exactly. AI can generate art, but it will never have the feeling of someone pulling an all-nighter, staring at their screen at 6 a.m. and thinking, you know what? This actually looks kind of good.
Or that sheer panic of hitting Control Plus 1,000 times just to make sure you don't lose everything.
Yes! And Tsunayu also pointed out a universal truth. AI-generated hands are a disaster. Every character it makes looks like they spent their childhood super gluing their fingers together.
But in all seriousness, Tsunayu, huge thanks for the kind words. We put a lot of effort into these videos, and getting feedback like this means a lot.
That's right. Every little detail here has the human touch, from the script to my undeniable talent for picking stylish jackets.
And hey, he actually left another comment. Welcome, Wool. Looking sharp, Frog. Godspeed. Tsunayu, thank you so much. Really, I'm super happy to be part of the channel and to be here with all of you.
And look at that. He said I'm sharp. Finally, someone appreciates my impeccable sense of style.
Frank, is that because you spent half an hour adjusting your collar before we started recording?
Details, Wool, details. What matters is the presence.
All right then, Mr. Natural Charm. But hey, Tsunayu, Godspeed to you too. Now that I'm officially in the co-host seat with Frank, you can expect a lot more interaction around here.
That's right. Keep the comments coming because you guys make this community fun and awesome to be part of.
And speaking of that, drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think AI will ever create something that truly has soul? Or will human creativity always be one of a kind? I want to hear what you guys think.
All right, folks, Gears of War, Elden Ring, Assassin's Creed, and My Pirate Life. Which one of these stories got you the most hyped? And hey, if you enjoyed the video, hit subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. See you all next time. Bye.